A sheriff's deputy.
For the third straight day, Arkansas is hit by strong storms. A look at the severe weather coming up.
The first trial in the beating death of a gay college student is over, and it didn't even have to go to the jury.
This is News 4 at 5, where the news comes first.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Betsy Pilgrim in for Denise Whitaker.
And I'm Ken Bates. Thank you very much for joining us on News 4 at 5. A line of rough weather is moving across the state right now. Meteorologist John Champion joins us live with where the storm is and where it's heading. John?
Ken, we've had several rounds or several short lines of severe thunderstorms moving across the state today, and we have some of those moving through the central Arkansas region right now. And as we take a look at Full One Live Doppler radar, show you exactly what we've got going on in central Arkansas. We have a storm track moving across the storm, which is exiting Pulaski County into Lono County. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Lono County. That runs until 5:15 this afternoon, so about 15 minutes. You folks in Pettis, Tucker, Carlisle, Alheimer, and Humnoke, all within the line of this particular storm. Now, another storm which is severe, another short line of thunderstorms in north central Arkansas, moving from Van Buren County up into Stone County as well. Van Buren County severe thunderstorm warning until 5:10. In Stone County, our newest severe thunderstorm warning, and it's till 5:30 this afternoon. You folks in Rosebud, Heber Springs, Romance, Drasco, and Center Hill, all in the path of this particular line of thunderstorms. But the good news is behind it, we do have some clearing going on. The severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for eastern Arkansas, but the western portion of the state has been cleared. So some better news just around the corner, and that clearing will be approaching Little Rock very, very shortly. We'll have more on your forecast in just a little while.
All right. Thank you,
Thanks,
John.
John.
Well, this afternoon, rain in central Arkansas led to a pileup involving a Faulkner County Sheriff's deputy. Conway police say a large RV hydroplaned on Highway 65 in front of the town center shopping plaza. Several cars then slid into each other, crashing in the intersection. Now, one of them was a Faulkner County Sheriff Department vehicle driven by Deputy Tim Robinson. 4 people were taken to a local hospital.
You can get the latest in weather information from News 4 at any time by simply calling our 24-hour weather line at 376-4400. For Southwestern Bell Wireless customers, that is a free call.
Now, when there's severe weather, a storm shelter could mean the difference between life and death. But if you want one soon, there may be a problem. News 4's Lyndall Stout joins us now live from downtown Little Rock with more. Lyndall?
That's right, Betsy. If you want a storm shelter for severe weather like this, simply put, get in line. Concrete companies in and around Little Rock have waiting lists for storm shelters, some that will have you on hold until September. And thanks to recent rains, none of the companies News 4 spoke with today are getting any work done.
Up until January, we didn't have that many, but with a big storm came through in January, it's just been hard to keep up. We've had a lot of people calling, and with the weather raining every day, it's been hard catching up.
If you're wanting a storm shelter, you might want to go ahead and place an order. Of course, as soon as the ground dries, concrete workers will be able to get to work out there. Betsy, back to you.
Thank you, Lyndall.
Investigators in Scott County are looking into a plane crash that happened yesterday evening. Sheriff's deputies and aviation officials are searching the crash site about 10 miles outside Waldron. Officials say there was likely just one person on board. The FAA is holding a news conference right now. We'll have an update for you on News 4 at 6 o'clock. Testimony concluded today in the Susan McDougal trial. The only rebuttal witness was the lead prosecutor in McDougal's 1996 fraud trial. Steve Barnes is standing by in the newsroom with more on the story. Steve?
Well, Ray Yon was on the stand for about 3 hours, Kent, and he carefully challenged each of McDougal's stated reasons for refusing to testify before the Whitewater grand jury. Yon said he had not improperly pressured McDougal to implicate President or Mrs. Clinton or anyone else. At no time, he said, did he urge McDougal's former husband to claim a sexual relationship with the president. And he said McDougal was promised a special prosecutor to handle any claim of perjury that might arise from her testimony, which McDougal had said was her greatest fear. Closing arguments are to begin Wednesday morning. The jury could begin its deliberations, late Wednesday afternoon. Kent?
All right, Steve. Thank you very much for the update.
Well, prosecutors say they are pleased with how things are going in the trial of 2 white supremacists accused of murder. Polk County Prosecutor David Gibbons says federal lawyers are doing a good job. Chevy Kehoe and Daniel Lee are on trial this week in Little Rock for allegedly killing a family in Polk County. A Grant County man is charged with sexual abuse of his 2 foster children. Officials say the man's wife found a diary detailing the alleged attacks. Prosecutors say 29-year-old Jeffrey Jackson of Sheridan had sex with 2 girls, ages 15 and 13. Jackson faces 1 count of rape and 1 count of violation of a minor in the 2nd degree.
A judge sentenced Whitewater figure David Hale to 21 days in prison, but he's not heading there yet. Hale's now free on a $10,000 bond, and he's appealing his sentence. A jury convicted Hale of lying to state regulators about his insurance company. If he does serve that time, he could get out in less than 4 days with good behavior. Fire investigators are still trying to determine if someone is responsible for a fire that gutted a house near East End in Little Rock. It happened in the 6400 block of Tracy Street. Fire inspectors believe the fire may have been intentionally set by a previous tenant. Neighbors called 911 after hearing someone breaking glass at that house. So far, police have made no arrests.
Now, if you see news happening, call News 4 on your cellular phone. The Star TV4 winner for the month in March is Jennifer Chalicut of Russellville. She called News 4 about the Fasco plant closings and the jobs that will be lost. Now, remember, if you see news happening, use your Southwestern Bell cell phone to call News 4. Not only is the call free, but you could win $25 in free airtime. Well, when it comes to athletics and academics, there's a controversy brewing in North Little Rock. Isaiah Carey joins us now live with more on the sticking point. Isaiah?
Well, Betsy, there's a movement, in fact, a petition going around in North Little Rock. A group of parents and Booster Club members would like to see the final class period of each school day dedicated to athletics for athletes in the school district. But some don't support the idea. Sports like high school football have long played an important role in the North Little Rock School District. And the program has been very successful with the accolades to prove it. But should all student athletes be allowed to spend the final class period each day dedicated to practicing instead of academics? North Little Rock High School Principal Greg Thompson says the idea has positives and negatives.
If you double block athletics, then you also limit students to the number of academic classes that they can choose.
The head of the North Little Rock School District says currently students are given every other day to practice athletics in their last period class, but 5 days a week is out of the question.
The financial part of it at this time, to do that, we would have to add 4 to 5 instructors, and we're not able to do that.
So what do parents think about the idea?
Well, I think education is more important because athletics is after-school activities anyway, so education comes first.
Now, the issue will be brought before the North Little Rock School District next month. Betsy.
All right. Thank you, Isaiah.
The Central High Visitor Center is honoring one of the founding members of the Women's Emergency Committee. Irene Gaston Samuel died Saturday at the age of 84. She was the executive secretary of the committee to open our schools after the 1957 Central High desegregation crisis.
A tremendous loss. I can't imagine that Little Rock would be quite the same without her. I mean, we're very fortunate to have had her with us because the damage to the public education system and everything would have been just tremendous without her efforts.
Miller says the Visitor Center plans to have a memorial later this month.
Well, still to come on News 4 at 5, a man accused of murdering a gay college student was supposed to go on trial today, but there were some surprising developments. We'll have a report.
And rough weather is taking a chunk out of your forecast. Your national news is next.
News 4, sponsored by Odom's Manufactured Homes in Conway, Little Rock, and Russellville, and by Chenal Parkway Buick GMC.
In Conway and Little Rock.
One of the men accused of killing a gay college student was scheduled to go on trial today. Russell Henderson is accused of murdering Matthew Shepard in a hate crime last fall. Shepard was a student at the University of Wyoming. Well, prosecutors say Shepard was kidnapped, robbed, beaten, and left to die because he was gay. Earlier today, there was a sudden announcement that changed the direction of this case. Joining us live now from the courthouse in Laramie, Wyoming, is News 4's Tracy Potts. Tracy, what happened?
Well, it was interesting. Many people expected this after the surprise hearing was announced on Friday. Russell Henderson entered a guilty plea to 2 counts, felony murder with robbery as the motive and also kidnapping. He got life sentences for both. Now, it's interesting that the felony murder count specified robbery as the motive because, of course, one of the reasons this case has gained so much attention, Betsy, is because the victim was gay and it was alleged that he was beaten and killed because he was gay. But now Russell Henderson will not face the death penalty. There will be no trial here for Russell Henderson. He has pleaded guilty. As for the other suspect, Aaron McKinney, he's still scheduled to go on trial in August. And in fact, this was his best friend, and Russell Henderson may end up testifying against him because now he's made this deal with the state.
All right, Tracy Potts reporting live. Thank you, Tracy.
There is a settlement in the switched baby case in Virginia. Today, a judge has approved a $2 million settlement for one of the 3-year-old girls, Rebecca Chittum. The grandparents raising the child want to accept that money, but her biological mother, Paula Johnson, says that settlement is not enough, and that's not all she wants. She also wants to get custody of Rebecca. A quick-thinking pilot avoided an accident that could have been deadly. The pilot had just taken off in a small plane when he lost power in one of the engines. As he maneuvered to make an emergency landing at the airport, another plane pulled out onto the runway. With just seconds to spare, the pilot veered his plane and crash-landed into a nearby field. The pilot and his passengers suffered just minor injuries.
A strong storm system blew through Wichita, Kansas this morning, downing trees and knocking out power. High winds damaged an elementary school and a shopping center, but no injuries were reported. Winds were clocked up to 65 miles an hour, but so far the National Weather Service has not confirmed a tornado.
So what's the latest on our weather situation? Meteorologist John Champion will join us next with more.
Plus, coming up later, the latest on the crisis in Kosovo as NATO changes its strategy. We'll be right back.
Car dealerships are notorious for using all sorts of tricks to get you on their lot so they can high pressure.
Meteorologist John Champion's in for Michelle right now. John, at least the storms that we're experiencing today aren't as strong as they were over the weekend.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Kent. They've been marginally severe today. We were talking about anywhere from pea-size hail, which is not considered severe, up to about dime size is what we've had reported. And it looks like we're seeing an end to the thunderstorms across a good deal of western Arkansas, and that's going to be making its way into the central portions of the state as we move through the next couple of hours. Still officially a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for eastern Arkansas. We'll talk more about that in just a second. Right now, a look at 4-1 live Doppler radar. Let you know where the storms are at the present time. Again, we are seeing some thunderstorm activity right along the frontal system here in central Arkansas. We do have a few severe thunderstorm warnings, which are in effect at the present time. They include Cleburne County. That's our newest warning. That's until 5:45, as well as Izard County. And also, we're talking about Stone County as well. That severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 5:30 this afternoon. So we did have some thunderstorms moving out ahead of the main system right here, and this is the actual cold front right here, which is producing some thunderstorms at the present time. But notice western Arkansas, things are drying out quite a bit. Dew points are going down, and conditions are improving. And once we get these storms out tonight, some very nice weather for the next couple of days. As we talked about just a little bit earlier, a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for eastern Arkansas until 8 o'clock tonight. The thunderstorms right about here, and then we'll be moving into that watch area as we move through the next couple of hours. Temperatures across the state right now, well, we're talking about cool readings back to the west. Notice what's going on in Russellville, a 59-degree reading, 64 in Harrison, but 74 with a little bit of sunshine returning out to Fort Smith, and the air, of course, a little bit drier behind that frontal system, so things very nice in western Arkansas right now, and that's going to be spreading across the rest of the state for tomorrow. Current conditions include a light rain shower at Little Rock National. Our dew point still fairly high at 67 degrees, humidity at 90%. Pressure is rising, and gusty southwest winds at 21 miles an hour, and they have been getting a little higher than that from time to time, especially when those thunderstorms move across the region. Our official high in Little Rock today, 75 degrees. Our low this morning, not very low at all. We expect 49 for an average morning in early April, but 63 was our low. Rainfall totals here in Little Rock just a little more than 1/3 of an inch, and still a pretty good surplus for this time of the year. Current weather map going across the region, the Mid-South. We are seeing that frontal system again moving through western Arkansas, introducing some dry air out ahead of it. Lines of showers and thunderstorms. Of course, the Cardinals with their season opener up in St. Louis this afternoon. Looks like they may have a little bit of problem with those thunderstorms, and the area of rain wrapping around behind it, even a little snow throughout parts of the Dakotas this afternoon. But notice this right here. Very nice weather. Sunny skies headed in our direction for tomorrow, and still very mild. Temperatures will be in the 70s. That frontal system well away from us, but you look back to the west, here comes another one, and that'll be on our doorstep for Thursday, giving us a chance of thunderstorms and even lasting on into parts of Friday. The forecast for tonight, well, a 50% chance of showers or thunder showers in eastern Arkansas. Otherwise, clearing and cooler for tonight. A Little Rock low at 54 degrees, so some very nice sleeping weather coming our way for tonight. A nice day tomorrow, 73 degrees. We break that string of severe weather here in the natural state with sunny skies, dry and mild northwest winds at 10 miles an hour. So, again, we have the severe thunderstorm watch, which is in effect for portions of eastern Arkansas till 8 o'clock tonight. But the good news is these thunderstorms not quite as bad as what we experienced over the weekend.
I always look forward to that sleeping weather.
Oh, you gotta love that stuff. It's very nice this time of the year.
That's
and
right.
the next couple days.
Thanks, John.
Yes.
Thanks, John.
Well, coming up next on News 4, the latest developments in the Kosovo crisis that could put thousands of American troops in harm's way. We'll have a live report.
And a little later, opening a new hospital in central Arkansas could open new doors for health care. We'll give you a preview.
Radar is brought to you in part through a grant from Southwestern Bell.
5 stars. It's the government's highest rating for automobile occupant safety. The new Ford Windstar is the only vehicle to earn 5 stars for front, rear, and side impact crashes. A quadruple 5-star rating. And with available dual remote sliding doors, it's the best in family convenience and value. With 0.9% financing for 48 months or $1,000 cash back. That puts a smile on everyone's face. Windstar. 0.9 or $1,000 cash back only at your local Ford dealer.
Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Been
to Ryan's Carving Bar yet?
Oh, you gotta try it.
You get 3 different meats.
KARK every night of the week and all day on Sunday.
Plus, you get the Mega Bar.
Unlimited entrees and side dishes.
We're talking all you can eat.
And when you're ready,
help yourself to our dessert bar.
You get all of this for just
one low price.
That's a really good deal.
Take it from me, your carver. Hey, I wouldn't lie to you.
You're watching Arkansas's News 4, where the news comes first.
In Kosovo, the Pentagon says things are looking up thanks to the weather. Spokesman Ken Bacon says that means the U.S. military has been able to obtain clear satellite pictures for the first time, and he says some of their latest photos show the Serb atrocities. There's also been some bad news as the strikes continue to intensify. Serb air defenses have been increasing as well, and the situation continues to expand, both in military forces and in the damage done to human lives. Joining us with the latest on the situation is News 4's Jim Hanchett. Jim, recent changes in strategy have some concern about the use of ground troops. Why is that?
Well, Ken, let me just begin by bringing you up to date on what's happening in Belgrade right now. We've been monitoring Serb TV from here in Washington, and it is clear another night of air attacks is underway. A fair amount of damage appears to be taking place right now. We saw dozens of warplanes leave Aviano, Italy a couple of hours ago. It appears right now they're over Belgrade. Let's talk a little bit about that change in strategy. It's not a radical change at all. What's happening today is the U.S. committing 24 Apache helicopters. These are low-flying, tank-killing helicopters. It'll take 7 to 10 days to get them over there and get them in duty. They go along. An inch closer, perhaps, to committing ground troops, but the president says that's not going to happen. No Americans will see action on the ground there until the Serb forces leave Kosovo. Kent?
Jim, that's great news. Now, as far as the 3 Americans who were captured there, we have heard conflicting reports that they would be tried, that they wouldn't be tried, that the American Red Cross would be able to visit them. Any update on those 3?
Not a lot of news on that group. The Yugoslavs appear to be backing off their plans to try the 3 men. They insist they will be treated well, that they will be returned as soon as the conflict is over. But no phone calls, no visit from the Red Cross, no real change in their status today. Kent?
Jim Hanchett in Washington. Thank you very much for the update.
Meantime, the international community is promising to airlift refugees out of Macedonia, but Macedonian officials say it's not happening fast enough. There are thousands of starving and sick, and officials are afraid of a serious outbreak of disease. Several countries, including the United States, have said they'll send planes to Macedonia to relieve the overcrowded conditions. Well, it's been over a decade since Pan Am Flight 103 blew up over Scotland, killing 270 people. Now, finally, the 2 Libyan suspects will face trial. Today, they arrived in the Netherlands. Libya fought international demands for justice for years before turning the men over to authorities.
The soy solution, beating back the difficulties of menopause. Find out how next.
On a typical day, Dean and...
Will you pay for? It's Mazzio's Triple Option Challenge!
Time to choose, Bob. Will it be pizza number 1?
Thin crust pepperoni. Please, Dad.
Number 2?
A chicken club.
2, Bob. Or 3?
A deep pan combo!
Oh, yeah. Can't we get all 3? You got it!
The new Triple Option gives you 3 pizzas of your choice for just $13.33!
The triple option from Mazzio's. Any 3 for $13.33.
Rugrats, you're on stage in 2 minutes.
Angelica! Oh! Let's go, Chucky.
Not already. Bill, come on. 15 seconds to showtime, Tommy.
And now, live and in diapers, the Rugrats, a live adventure.
April 13th and 14th at Barton Coliseum. Tickets now through Ticketmaster or call 374-2200 for ticket information.
Another accomplishment for Walmart. The retail giant is number 3 on the list of the nation's largest corporations. The Bentonville-based company now only trails General Motors and the Ford Motor Company as the top U.S. corporation. In 1998, Walmart had $139 billion in sales. Well, it's not your typical hospital, but today we got a peek at the new Baptist Memorial Medical Center. It opens at the beginning of November with some extra amenities. Construction crews have added windows throughout the facility to let in more natural light, and nurses' stations are located outside every room for more patient-focused care. Baptist Memorial Medical Center is located in North Little Rock.
If you want to take a medical test but you'd rather avoid the hospital, home testing might be the answer. Tests are now available for everything from drugs, colon cancer, or HIV. And while price and privacy have made home testing popular, experts say it is probably a good idea to double-check any test results with a doctor. The doctor's office is exactly where some people could be headed this summer to get rid of their varicose veins. It's all thanks to a new high-powered laser that's letting doctors penetrate deeper into the skin where the blood vessels are located. And in just a few minutes, the unsightly blue veins disappear. The best part? Doctors don't need those needles.
Well, it's one of the hottest wrinkle-fighting treatments on the market today. Tiny amounts of Botox, which causes botulism, can relax unwanted lines and crow's feet. The toxin is also being used to treat crossed eyes. The procedure can be performed in a doctor's office using a topical anesthetic. And when it comes to treating wrinkles or spasms, Botox has only temporary results, but when it's used for eye muscles, the result is permanent.
Could a new supplement help you say goodbye to the hot flashes typically associated with menopause? Researchers say women who get plenty of soy in their diet can experience fewer menopausal symptoms. However, many people don't like the taste of soy and have trouble eating it. But now you can get all of that in a pill.
The phytoestrogens, which are natural plant estrogens, come in essence, pinch hit. They exhibit a lot of the same properties as human estrogen and some of the benefits.
Research shows that soy also reduces symptoms of osteoporosis and breast cancer.
Time now to get a final look at our weather for this half hour. Let's check in with meteorologist John Champion. John?
All right, Betsy, let's go ahead and take one final look this half hour at 4-1 Live Doppler radar. Let you know where the storms are at the present time, and we are zoomed into central Arkansas with 4-1 storm scan. Let you know what these storms are giving out right now. The storm in Cleburne County is producing some half-inch hail, in the storm farther south, which is moving through Lono County into Prairie County, also producing half-inch size hail. So that is some good news that the strongest storms right now are producing, well, what you would call marginally severe thunderstorms as they move through eastern Arkansas. Here in the Little Rock area, our threat of severe weather has ended. Of course, we'll take another look at the radar coming up tonight at 6 o'clock.
All right. Thank you, John.
Well, we've got a lot more coming your way tonight on News 4 at 6 o'clock. Steve Barnes is in the newsroom with a preview. Steve?
Well, Ken, coming up in 1/2 hour, the Pulaski County School District could have a new superintendent tonight. If he doesn't take another job first, in 30 minutes, we'll tell you what other district is competing with Pulaski County for Dr. Gary Smith. Also, Sidney Moncrief officially takes the reins of the UALR basketball program. Coming up in sports, we'll follow the coach on his first day on the job. All that and a lot more in 30 minutes. Ken?
A lot of people looking forward to UALR basketball now. Thanys, Steve.
Well, that does it for News 4 at 5. We're glad you joined us.
Thank you very much. We hope you like our new look, and we'll see you back here at News 4 at 6, and also back here for News 4 at 10. Have a great evening.
You've been watching News 4, where the news comes first.
Well, the South loves trucks, that's all there is to it. For work or play, just get out and do it.
The truck stop of the New South.
The new Dodge.
The truck stop of the New South.
Dodge Rams are overall America's most powerful line of full-size pickups, the longest lasting. And Ram quad cabs were the first to offer 4 doors. Just imagine the possibilities that opens up.
The truck stop of the New South. The truck stop of the New South.
The new Dodge.
He's been working in country music since 1962. Fronted names like Merle Haggard, Ray Price, and Johnny Cash. He created one of the largest syndicated country music shows in the United States. And he's back.
Friends, my name is Dean Williams.
And it's great to be back right here on KARK TV, Channel 4 in Little Rock, Arkansas. We got the greatest country videos. We got the biggest stars there is in country music. If you'll just make a point to join us every Sunday night at midnight, all sponsored by Lucas Oil Products. We'll see you then.
You're watching KARK TV, where the news comes first.